Hi, welcome back to my YouTube channel, which I think I'll give a title of Coffee with the Guys. And I'm going to be reading off the screen in front of me here. I've got the camera fairly close to where the screen is, so it does sort of look like I'm engaging with you, but my eyes will probably be pointing in that direction. So just consider yourself engaged, and I'm trying to look both ways at the same time. That reminds me of the... This is a terrible dad joke, but it's Father's Day tomorrow. It reminds me of the school teacher who got sacked from her job. She was a cross-eyed school teacher. The reason she got sacked was she couldn't control her pupils. Sorry about that. Anyway, coffee with the guys. Once a month, here I am, I'm reading over here with my pupils. Once a month I get together with a bunch of blokes, mostly about the same age as me. Some I knew from school and sporting clubs, and others were neighbours growing up. Some are friends of friends that I met many years ago. Now, this group started up more than 10 years ago now. One of my mates, who has since died of cancer, suggested to me one day, as we were both concerned about a mutual friend who was going through a tough time, why don't we take him out for coffee on a regular basis? So we started that. And very quickly our group grew. It's a bit of a tongue twister, isn't it? Our group grew, got bigger. Others joined us along the way, but now we are down to a core group of about 8. We only meet for an hour, but we all look forward to our monthly get-togethers and really don't want to miss it. As we are all getting on a bit, sometimes we are not able to make it, but we continue. Our intention is always to be there. Just move up here a bit. So, topics discussed vary between sport, politics, dad jokes. I've just shared one. One or two like to have a bet. Not really. We don't do too much of that, but one of our guys, or two of them, are fairly keen on having, considering the odds of the footy or the cricket. So, and we also like to talk about our wonderful past and how good we were and our health. Sometimes, because I am an active Christian, I share some of my beliefs. And sometimes I get a thoughtful listening ear, and they're probably very tolerant of me, really. Anyway, most of us have had and are still experiencing significant health problems. Modern medicine has probably kept some of us alive for as far as we've come so far. Now, amongst us, we are a public servant, that's me, a school teacher, we're all retired, of course. We are a public servant, a school teacher, a business owner, he's still a successful business owner, company, a chemical engineer and plant manager, a taxi driver, and we're all parents or step-parents and husbands. One of us is single. We are part of the so-called baby boomer generation. In my opinion, we are all decent blokes. I believe it is so important for guys and girls also to get together like this. The ladies probably don't need as much prompting as the guys do. If we can't meet physically, then just a phone call follow-up can be so important to people. Most of us are not into social media, except me, namely through my YouTube and my blogging. When I analyse my life, there are many groups of people like this, the one I'm talking about, that I'm involved with. One of my pastor's favourite pastors used to teach us that everyone has a felt need. It's a need where your feelings are affected and can be quite troublesome. I am sure we all do have many felt needs, or do have them, but many, particularly blokes, guys, men, rarely talk about things unless they are in a relationship they value and are comfortable to share. It is amazing when you share some of your life when so many people have the same issues impacting them and they will share with you. Even if you join a men's shed, that's a step in the right direction. A mate of mine, I'm hoping to see again soon, haven't seen him for many years, He lives in a country town. He said he joined a men's shed in the town he lives in, because I was sharing some of what goes on with him. He said, I joined a men's shed in the town I live in. He said someone asked him what they made in the shed. His answer was, nothing, but we open a lot of bottles. Anyway, I'm well aware of the dangers of alcoholism and rarely drink any alcohol myself. But there is something about a men's shed like that could be a step to opening friendships and conversations that are important, and relationships. In Australia this coming Sunday is Father's Day. Maybe it will be a happy day for you. For some, though, there are broken relationships between fathers and sons and daughters. I know of many that are in that situation. So blokes, see what you can do from your point of view. Maybe engineer a shift in your thinking. The way to reconciliation is through the avenue of forgiveness. I'm going to read from the New Testament the story of the Prodigal Son. And I might have said earlier, but I'll also put a link underneath where I talk about my own dad, who was never perfect, but he was an inspiration to me, and he's died several years ago now, when he was 70. He was younger than me when he died. But he was a wonderful dad to me, but didn't open up or share too much about his own feelings, and had a lot of things that were probably impacting on him. Anyway, I'm going to read now from the story of the Prodigal Son, and it's Jesus talking to the Pharisees, or he had all tax collectors and sinners were all gathered around to hear him. But the Pharisees and teachers of the law were whispering among themselves. They said, "This man welcomes sinners and eats with them." Anyway, Jesus went on to talk about the lost sheep and then the lost coin, and then he continued with the story of the lost son, which I'm now going to read. It's a wonderful story in the Bible of reconciliation. There was a man who had 2 sons. The younger son spoke to his father. He said, "Father, give me the share of the family property." So the father divided his property between his 2 sons. Not long after that, the younger son packed up all he had. Then he left for a country far away. There he wasted his money on wild living. He spent everything he had. Then the whole country ran low on food. So the son didn't have what he needed. He went to work for someone who lived in that country. That person sent the son to the fields to feed the pigs. The son wanted to fill his stomach with the food the pigs were eating, but no one gave him anything. Then he began to think clearly again. He said, "How many of my father's hired servants have more than enough food, but here I am dying from hunger? I will get up and go back to my father. I will say to him, 'Father, I have sinned against heaven, and I have sinned against you. I am no longer fit to be called your son. Make me like one of your hired servants.' So he got up and went to his father. While the son was still a long way off, his father saw him. He was filled with tender love for his son. He ran to him. He threw his arms around him and kissed him. The son said to him, "Father, I have sinned against heaven and against you. I am no longer fit to be called your son." But the father said to his servants, "Quick, bring the best robe and put it on him. Put a ring on his finger and sandals on his feet. Bring him the fattest calf and kill it. Let's have a feast and celebrate. This son of mine was dead, but now he is alive again. He was lost, and now he is found." So they began to celebrate. The older son was in the field. When he came near the house, he heard the music and the dancing. So he called one of the servants. He asked him, "What was going on?" "Your brother has come home," the servant replied. "Your father has killed the fattest calf. He has done this because your brother is back safe and sound." The older brother became angry. He refused to go in. So his father went out and begged him. But he answered his father, "Look, all these years I've worked like a slave for you. I have always obeyed your orders. You never gave me even a young goat so I could celebrate with my friends. But this son of yours wasted your money with some prostitutes. Now he comes home, and for him you kill the fattest calf." "My son," the father said, "you are always with me. Everything I have is yours. But we had to celebrate and be glad. This brother of yours was dead, and now he is alive again. He was lost, and now he is found." Only yesterday I was talking to someone about Jesus dying on the cross, and how not only did he die for our sins on the cross, but his death also made it possible for us to receive healing from the sins of others who've sinned against us. Anyway, I hope this short little talk means something to someone out there who's listening today. Maybe someone needs to go back and reconcile with his parents. Maybe parents are dead, but maybe you still need to forgive them in your heart. And maybe there's a father who needs to take some steps to try and reconcile with his children. And I know that's not hard, but the best thing to do in those circumstances is just to continue to pray for them daily until such a time comes as this wonderful reconciliation can take place. So thanks for watching. Like if you like, subscribe if you wish, and I'll see you next time. Happy Father's Day to those who are celebrating it tomorrow. See you later.